Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. I'm Jonathan from Linked Security, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about the Akuovx Smart Intercom system. So we have a couple of components of the system. We're going to explain a little bit about them in a second, but first let me just explain a little bit about how does this system actually works. So Akuovx manufactures smart intercoms that are basically all network devices. This is called SIP intercom system. And the way they work is each one of those devices or any other part of the Akuvox system is connected to the internet line. It actually can be on a local network and then connected to the internet. It can work basically on a local network without an internet connection, but obviously 90% of the times we connect it to the internet connection. And what it actually allows us to do is to connect multiple devices on a large scale, meaning it can be a big office, it can be a big building, and have all those devices connected to an internet line so you can access the system from wherever you are. The biggest advantage that most customers see in this system, especially for multi-residential buildings, is that you can actually answer your door when somebody calls your apartment through your phone. So, for example, this is the one of the panels. This is the Akuvox R29 panel. When somebody calls one of the tenants on the list, the video call actually transfers through the internet and goes to your mobile device, as well as monitors if you have them in the apartment. So who can benefit from the system? Definitely multi-residential buildings that want to have the ability to answer the phone or answer the intercom or the front door from their phone when they're away. Offices, they want the flexibility to have monitors to answer the door, but also their phone, or maybe a mobile device like a tablet that they can take with them around the office. And there's actually a lot of different uses that we can apply to this kind of system. We're going to start talking about it. There's a lot of functions. I don't know if we're going to cover everything, but we'll take it step by step. Okay, so first of all, let's talk a little bit about the entrance panels and the monitors. What we got over here is actually 4 components of the Akuvox system. We have one multi-residential entry panel. We have one single user entry panel. Now over here, this is basically a touch screen that we can interact with. And of course, you have different options. I'm showing you one view of this setup that this panel can be set up to. And then the single user only has the call button. The difference, of course, between them, this one can be programmed to have endless contacts or multiple apartments, as many as you need. And this will only go to one user. Other features of these panels, of course, you have LEDs here and here to give you a better view at nighttime. You have a built-in or integrated inside proximity reader, so you can scan key fobs, and we'll see how that is done as well. You got a speaker here, camera here and here. And then all in all, these entry panels can be stand-alone devices. What do I mean? We've installed this system in many buildings where the landlords or the co-op board wanted to save some money on the installation. So in case of going through each apartment and installing a monitor as well, that can cost you a couple $100 per apartment, we only install this panel. So when you install this panel only, this is connected to the internet line. And basically what it does, it rings the tenant's mobile devices. Now, if you have 2 or 3 people at the same apartment, that's not a problem. Each one of them can actually have the application on their phone. And when somebody rings, it's going to ring to your phone. Let's take a look at these 2 monitors. Actually, Akuvox has more than just these 2, but we're showing you these 2 because these are the main sizes. This is the 7-inch and this is the 10-inch unit. Different monitors also have different specifications and different features. For example, this one has a built-in camera, so you can actually use it for video calling. This one does not. Both of these ones actually have the ability to host some other apps on it, and we'll touch that a little bit later. And some of the monitors, they're actually just basic, no apps, that just work for the video calls from the Akuvox system. Okay, so let's take a look and see how the system actually calls. Okay, so as we mentioned, the Akuvox system can be installed with monitors in the apartments or without. So I'm just going to show you how this app looks like. This is the Smart Plus app. And actually, I'll try to show you guys. Over here, we have a couple of things. You'll see the front door, so I can actually interact with the front door. I have a side door, which is the second unit that we installed. And of course, I have the monitors. So I can basically also initiate a call from here to the different devices on my network. Let's issue a call. So over here, let's say this is the multi-residential building. I'll go to contacts and I'll have the list of the tenants here. Right now, we only have one that we programmed for the demonstration. Click on the call button. So first thing, you're gonna see it popping up on my app. I have the video, I have the ability to decline the call, to answer the call, to capture a snapshot of whoever's at the camera, so let's do that. Same thing here, the apartment monitors. I have the video, I can answer the call, I can capture a snapshot. Let's capture a snapshot. And let's answer a call. Hang up. Of course, you can unlock the door remotely. Okay, you can do it from all the three devices during the call, or also not during the call. So if I'm going to go to my app and I'm going to go to the front door, open door, it's going to ask me, are you sure you want to open the door? Click yes.
Welcome, please come in.
And that's the front panel letting us know that the door was open. You can do it, of course, with the side door. So this device we programmed as a side door, we can do the same thing. So again, the concept is if you have monitors in the apartment, it's great. And you know what? A lot of our customers, they say, we have older tenants, they're not very tech savvy, they don't want to use their mobile device, so we want to put a monitor. So great, we can put a monitor in their apartment. But if you're just okay with having it on your phone, it's going to save you some money. And that's why I like the system. It's very, very versatile, and you can do different things with it. Let's take a look at another feature of the system. Okay, so I want to explain a little bit about the monitors, and we mentioned that there are different monitors with different features and capabilities. Briefly, again, some of the monitors, they have the camera, so you can do a video call. Some of the monitors can work with different apps on them. So kind of like gives you other abilities and stuff that you can play around with, which is a lot of fun, especially if you're going to install the system in your home. Obviously, for multi-residential building, it's not as important. But let's take a look at what you can do here. So the first thing that you can actually do, let's bring you guys closer, 1 second. First thing that you can actually do with these monitors is communicate between them. So let's say you install this system in your house and you want to be able to communicate between the first floor and the second floor. So I'm going to initiate a call to the second floor, and then you'd be able to answer it and talk between the floors, which is great. Now, it's very important to understand that almost all of these features, all of the features in the Akuvox system are programmable. So when we install the system in a multi-residential building, you're not going to see the list of the tenants. You won't be able to bother the tenants by calling them from one apartment to the other apartment, unless you want to. You can monitor who's at your front door. So I'm going to click on monitor, and I can see both the cameras of the two devices, the camera from the multi-residential and the camera from this one. So if you guys have multiple entrances to the building or multiple entrances to your house, you can actually see who's outside. So let's see what else we can do about this. Let's talk a little bit about apps. So we actually upload 2 apps over here that you can see how they work. So the first app that we added is the Hikvision app. And the Hikvision app actually allows us to see security cameras around. Now, these are the security cameras around our office, so you can actually see them. So if you guys have security cameras in the building or security cameras around your house, you can view them through the Akuvox monitor, which is, in my opinion, really, really nice bonus to the system. You'd be able, of course, to see recording and all this stuff, whatever you need to see. So another app that we actually uploaded just for the demo here is the Spotify app. So let's say you have some speakers around your house and you want to listen to Spotify. You can, I don't want to rate you right now. You can upload a Spotify app over here. You have some guests. Somebody can go over there and choose the music. And basically this is connected to our account here in the office. So I'll put Fleetwood Mac because I really like Fleetwood Mac. Okay, I'm actually doing a voiceover recording at this moment because YouTube blocked our video since we were playing Fleetwood Mac without the licensing for it. So I'll just explain that what I'm doing right now is playing between the different functions of Spotify. I'm changing it between playing at the monitor itself to the office speakers. So of course you can do it at your house as well. So this feature is really, really nice. You know, if you install this system at your house and you want to play music around, or even in an office environment, definitely a great solution. And voiceover is gonna end soon. Thank you. Single homes and people that are actually installing that in their homes and all that stuff. So there are a lot of different apps that you can apply. Some other apps that we don't have here to demo for you is the Nest, climate control, of course cameras we covered, smart home apps that control your lights and blinds and a lot of that stuff. You can actually use these monitors to control it. So after we covered a few different features of the system, I want to talk a little bit about why we here at Link Security like the Akuvox system. So the first thing is that this company has been around for a couple of years, which is obviously not very, very long, but this is a new technology. And they've been doing really, really good work with improving their hardware and improving the software. So what you want to remember is that these monitors or this panel are basically kind of like a small computer, right? It has a small processor inside, it has a memory, it has different pieces of hardware, and then it runs a software. And Akuvox keep updating their software almost every month. So all these updates are being pushed to the panels, are being pushed to the monitors. Sometimes we need to do a hard upgrade remotely from our computers here in the office, but the software keeps improving and there's more features added. So if you get the system, you won't be stuck with the same technology or the same device for the next 10 or 20 years. This is going to keep improving and getting better, added features and all that stuff. So I really like that concept. Second thing I like about it, it's a very versatile system. We can install this panel in a multi-residential building and have some of the tenants with monitors and some of the tenants without monitors, just with their phone. To be honest, most multi-residential buildings use this system mainly for the feature of getting the calls on their phone, because that's a great advantage. Also saves you a lot of money. Let's say that you live in a 30 units building, 30 apartment building. If you're thinking about spending the money and installing a monitor in each apartment, okay, let's say you have a conventional audio intercom system, replacing that system and putting a video monitor in each one of those apartments is going to cost you a few $100s per apartment. If you're installing just this and having the video call transferred to the mobile devices of the tenants, it's going to save you a lot of money. But what you want to remember, it comes with a cost. Okay, so when we're not installing monitors in the apartments, when we're using only mobile devices, there's a yearly cost, a yearly fee per apartment. Of course, that's something that you guys want to remember, but the yearly fee is very, very small. It's usually about $30 per apartment per year. So that's your carrot and stick in this situation. What else do I like about the system? Like I said, the different features that you can use on it and different apps and all that stuff when you're installing it at your own home. I kind of like the idea that I can run apps and play around. You can put photos on it, on the screensavers. There's a lot of different things that you can do with it. So being able to program it exactly to your needs is definitely something that is definitely an advantage. And that's something that Akuvox, I think, planned or designed very, very well. But having that said, what you want to remember, and this is something I tell all of my customers, when you compare this to a more standard hardwired intercom system like the like the iPhone system that we got over here, where you have a hardwired monitor in each apartment, this is not as bulletproof as a hardwired system. And the reason for it is, first of all, technology. You know, there's always bugs, there's always issues. Think about your phone, think about your computers. Sometimes computers stuck, sometimes programs have issues, etc. The second factor that you want to remember here is that the communication between the panel and the mobile devices or the monitors usually goes through the server, through the internet. And if there's some issues or lagging on the internet, that's going to create some issues with your system. And that can be a factor for some people. And the third thing is, of course, mobile devices. Let's say that you're using this system only with mobile devices. Somebody lost their phone, now they need to reinstall the app on their new phone. People forget passwords, people forget credentials, or people just forget to download the app. So that can also create some issues. I would say that if you consider everything, this is actually a really, really great system that you can do a lot with. We have numerous clients that are running the system and are really, really enjoying the capabilities that it has and all the features that it can offer you. So that's it about the Akuvox system. Of course, if you guys have any questions, give us a call, send us an email. We'd be happy to answer it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to our channel, please, if you can. Thank you very much.